You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Hop on YouTube, welcome to the hood table, where we chop up local and global events vocally. You don't really wanna miss out on these conversations. Just joke a little, laugh a little, get that wine in your system, fill your glass a little. Expose current events, talk trash a little. You never know, these opinions might clash a little. They addicted to the content, got them binge watching. You don't like it, then you want invited better friends watching in the house and your job parking lot before you clocking. They don't wanna miss a second of this HT content. Everybody think they got something to say, so it's an open invitation, bring it to the table. But if you come whack, just know we ain't buying in. We gon' probably turn your back and tell you sorry, try again, Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable.
Hey everybody, what's going on? What's going on? Please make sure you guys like and share the video. Make sure you guys subscribe to the Hood Table. Also, make sure you guys follow us on our other platforms like Facebook, IG, Twitter, Stereo, and of course on thehoodtable.com. And if you are on our thehoodtable.com website and signed up to receive the monthly newsletters that I write up every month, this month it will not go out until after the inauguration. So when there's upcoming big events each month, like normally I put them out at the first of the month, but if there's like a big event or something, going on that I want to include in that monthly newsletter, then I will wait. Like when we found one on election day when, we were waiting to see, if Biden might win or, I waited till like after the 7th to put out the one in November. So just like this month is the inauguration, so we will send out the newsletter after the inauguration. So on that note, like, share, and subscribe, and let's get right into our review for today, which is the Have and the Have Nots. We are now on season 8, episode 7, and it was titled A Working Girl. So as usual, make sure if you have anything to say about the show, the characters, or the storylines, feel free to put it in the comment section and I'll get to your comments. But last week, now, Uncle Vinny, man, I love me some Uncle Vinny. Me and Uncle Vinny, we kind of have a love-hate relationship. Kind of like that, with Veronica, kind of have a love and hate relationship. Uncle Vinny, he be on one sometimes. Like, for instance, he had already got paid, before $50,000 to basically leave Wyatt alone. This episode, Uncle Vinny, he went to the hospital to pay Wyatt another unfriendly visit. Now, again, he had previously charged Jim Cryer $50,000 to spare his son's life. But Jim actually paid a $75,000 bounty because that's how much Mitch has said, his Uncle Vinny required. Neither Jim nor Vinny had any idea that Mitch had skimmed $25,000 off the top. Now, that extra $25,000, if you remember, was to help out Mitch's best friend, Benny. But now Vinny wants $1 million to not kill Wyatt. And of course, Jim ain't got that kind of money. He can't get his hands on that kind of money. Catherine is still locked up, and Hannah is still the power of attorney of her estate. So what is Jim going to do now? And then after Vinny, threatened Wyatt's life, what is Wyatt going to do now? Man, these people, it's like the main thing about this show, I'm telling you, in all 8 seasons, the main thing about this show is money. Who has the most of it and what people are willing to get more of it. But anywho, at the end of the show, Jim promised Wyatt that he'll take care of it. He's gonna, do what he gotta do to take care of Uncle Vinny, so long as Wyatt stays at the hospital. But from the look of things, do you think Wyatt's gonna stay put? I don't think so. And what about Mitch? What do you think is going to happen once Uncle Vinny finds out what Mitch, his nephew, did? Now, Jim, he believes that because of Mitch, scheming, skimming, lying, to his family, that Vinny's going to cut him off. He's going to cut his own nephew Mitch off from the family. Do y'all think that it might happen? Do y'all think that that might happen? If that is the case, though, if this does in fact happen, then you know what that means. Neither Hannah, Benny, nor Candace will be under the protection of Malone. And the thing about that is, Benny or Candace, they know of this protection. Hannah, she's just like, she's always willing to do anything to protect her kids, whether it's Benny, whether it's Candace, who sometimes, well, a lot of the time, does not deserve her mother's protection or love. But that is still her daughter. So Hannah, she be coming through in the clutch, with both of her kids from time to time. But as far as Hannah and David, now last week I told y'all that if she falls for that David Harrington, I will stop watching this show for good, even though this is the last season. But I did tell y'all that. But David, he wasn't able to get in where he fit in. David, he might have been naive and foolish, and fell for his dead fiance's friend, the one who tried to frame him for rape. But Hannah, she is far from naive, stupid, or gullible. But he tried it, though. Can we say he tried it? David really tried it, y'all. However, all that flirting wasn't getting him nowhere. It didn't get him anywhere with Hannah. She could see right through him and his scheming. He even went so far to tell her, when we met a long time ago, do you remember what I said to you a long time ago? Do you remember that ankle bracelet that you wore on your anklet a long time ago? When she first, came to work for the crier. He's throwing all that up in her face to make her really believe that he's sincere in his desire for her. Now, the thing is, he does desire her. She doesn't know that he really does desire to be with her. But for that moment right there, he wanted her to fall for him for the sake of his friend, Jim Cryer. Now, after she put him out, I was cracking up. Hannah, who was so pissed at the notion of Jim sending David over there to try to bed her, despite knowing that David was attempting to play her for a fool, she still thinks he's sexy. So not only does he find her attractive, and in fact desires to be with her, she also finds him attractive. After he left, y'all, Hannah was like, he must think I'm a damn fool, sexy bastard. Y'all, when I say I was cracking up, I said, let me rewind that. Hannah, no, you didn't. She said, with his fine self, this nigga must think I'm a fool. He's still sexy, though, sexy bastard. That was too funny, y'all. Too funny. But it didn't even end there. It didn't end there. Jim, who still needs that $1 million, like yesterday, because his son, why his life is on the line, he comes back to the house. But this time, he threatens to kill Hannah's daughter, Candace, if any harm comes to his son, Wyatt. Not trying to be outdone, though, because Hannah, you can't just threaten her. You can't just threaten her and get away with it. She was like, let me make you one promise as well, Mr. Cryer. Hannah promised to kill him if any harm comes to her daughter. She didn't promise to kill his child like Jim did. I'm going to bypass all that. And I'm going to come directly to you. And I'm going to kill you. I'm going to personally let you feel my wrath. Hannah ain't no punk, y'all. I've been telling y'all that for the longest. We know Hannah ain't no punk. She's a Christian. She is a Christian, but God ain't through with her yet. God ain't through with her yet. And despite, regardless, like I said about Candace, the way Candace might have treated her or did treat her throughout the years, Hannah still will protect her one and only daughter. and she will take your life, Jim. You don't be messing with our Hannah now. Don't be messing with our Hannah. But moving right along. Another storyline is Selena and Veronica. Last week, Celine, she was approached by her management to step into their office for a little chit chat. She knew immediately that her bosses was attempting to fire her. After her run-in with Jim and or Wyatt and or her run-in with her son and Jim and or Wyatt. But being that Veronica was already representing her, in the child support case against Jim, Celine figured, I'll hit up her right away. So she hit up Veronica right away. Veronica, when she got there, y'all, I didn't see it coming. Veronica showed her entire ass. She was she was mature. She was immature. She was acting a fool. She was not being professional at all. But one thing about Veronica that we know oh so well, Veronica will also go through any means necessary to get her way. So yeah, she showed her ass up there, right down to even accusing the doctor who's trying to have Celine fired of sexual harassment. Now, even Celine was like, Veronica, why are you doing this? Well, why are you doing this? I never said. Veronica said, "Listen, I know you speak broken English. I know you know you speak your native language, better or whatever." She said, "So just be quiet. Do not say anything. Shut your mouth." She was talking to her like, do what I say. Do you see my lips moving? Do you hear the words coming out of my mouth? Oh my God. Oh my God. Celine was like, oh, but you know what? In the end, it worked out after Veronica threatened to sue that hospital for 10 million big ones. Now, I don't know if they really believed Veronica, but she did say that she had proof. She said they got text messages, they got emails, this, that, and the third. So maybe they like, what if they do have proof? So anyway, it worked out in the end for now, at least for now. The doctor is not going to get sued for sexual harassment. And Celine, for right now, she is not going to be terminated. She is going to keep her job for the meantime and in between time. But y'all, Celine, she was standing there. I was just like, oh my God, she did not feel comfortable at all with what's going on. But in the end, I'm sure she's thankful that she got to keep her job. Now, Veronica and Catherine. Okay, let's talk about Veronica and Catherine. Last week, it was made known to Catherine that Veronica was in default of the loans Catherine had given her. Those loans were for Veronica's chain of like rehab clinics or facilities. Basically, she's in default of $54 million to be exact. But not only is she at risk to lose her facilities, she's also at risk of losing her own personal home, that big old beautiful house where those gay guys just skinny dipped a few weeks ago. Mm-hmm. She had put that house up for collateral when she borrowed all that money from Catherine. So when Catherine found this out, last week I had assumed, because of her new relationship with the girl or the young lady Gina, in jail, I had assumed that Catherine was going to hold that over Veronica's head, in an attempt to get Veronica to represent Gina. Because remember, she said, I do know a crazy bitch out there who could probably help you. So I'm thinking that's, what she was going to do with that, defaulted loan. But it seems as if Catherine is going to use this in her advantage or to her advantage for Veronica not to testify against her in court and maybe also represent Gina. But yeah, Veronica, she's supposed to testify for the DA in court, for the murder of Jennifer Salazar, and let them know that Catherine did kill Jennifer Salazar. Now, Veronica, she's also like, okay, if you don't pay this $54 million that I owe to you, Basically, she done flipped the whole table. Catherine was like, you owe me $54 million. I'm going to take your home. And then Veronica was like, yeah, I owe you $54 million and I'm not paying it. You're going to pay it in order for her not to testify against Catherine in court. So she's going to blackmail Catherine. How do y'all think this is going to work out, y'all? Who do y'all think is going to win this fight, going to win this battle? And Catherine, might I ask, how much is your freedom worth? Is your freedom worth, let's say, $54 million? I'll wait. But anywho, y'all, let's discuss Candace, Hannah, President-elect Charles. Okay. That reporter who had visited Hannah, a couple of weeks ago, came back. The reporter returned, to interview Hannah about her relationship with her own daughter, Candace. Now, Candace done lied to these folks, blaming Hannah, for the reason why she was in the streets, why she was involved in a lot of things that she was involved with. She got them believing that Hannah had abandoned her, tossed her away, threw her out, when she was 14 years old, when in fact, Hannah tried everything she could to get Candace to turn her life around. Instead, Candace was pimped out at the age of 14, and then she herself became a pimp and was pimping out women and men, beating them, all kind of stuff. Okay, not only was Candace a pimp, but she was also a thief. She was also a thief, and the reason why her own son was murdered. So Candace done a lot of stuff, in her days. Candace did though. She promised that she'll make it right with the reporters, to get them off her mama's back, but not before getting a visit from Charles, the president-elect. I was like, what the hell is going on? We had saw Oliver on the phone with Landon. Oliver was losing his shit, y'all. He was like, the president, he's not answering his door. He's not coming to the door. I don't know what's going on. He's not going to no meetings. He didn't get up. He told me he would be up in the morning, bright and early. And Landon is like, leave the man alone. He canceled all his appointments. Landon knew what was going on. Candace gonna call him up. Landon, can you meet me? Landon was right below her, a floor below her in the hotel. He's still stalking her, trying to get her to, have a discussion with the president-elect Charles. So he said, I'm one floor below you. As soon as Benny walked out the door, here comes the president-elect Charles walking through the door. Y'all, Candace, the expression on her face when Charles walked through that hotel door, she stood up like, what the hell? What the hell is going on? Y'all let me know what y'all think is going to happen in the next episode between Candace and the president-elect Charles. Y'all let me know what y'all think is gonna happen with Candace and with Catherine and Veronica. Which one you think gonna win? In the previews, they have showed Jim still making threats, against to Hannah. They also have showed Jeffrey and Madison. They had showed them together, and it was like, I don't know where it was, but it was a fire, and Jeffrey was jumping up from the fire. They also showed Justin. He had a gun on Madison, I believe it was on Madison. So I'm like, oh my God, what the hell is about to happen on next episode, y'all? I'm here for it. I'm ready for it. The new episode comes on Tuesday. After the episode comes on, we'll review the episode like the next day. So again, y'all make sure you guys let me know what y'all thought about this episode, what y'all think are going to happen next show. And also don't forget to like and share the video and follow us on Facebook, IG, Twitter, Stereo, and also thehoodtable.com. And in the meantime, in between time, as always, stay safe, be blessed, remain vigilant, and keep it hood. Bye.